أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وقضى ربك ألا تعبدوا إلا إياه وبالوالدين إحسانا إما يبلغن عندك الكبر أحدهما أو كلاهما فلا تقل لهما أف ولا تنهرهما وقل لهما قولا كريما واخفض لهما جناح الذل من الرحمة وقل رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. The two verses of the Holy Quran that I've just recited before you are from Surah Bani Israel, chapter 17 of the Holy Quran. These are verses 23 to 24, in which Allah Ta'ala very eloquently and beautifully describes the status of parents, the status of a father and a mother, and how we should respect our parents and should understand their status accordingly. Allah Ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, or in these verses in particular, your Lord has commanded, worship none but Him, and show kindness to parents. If one of them or both of them attain old age with you, never say unto them any word expressive of disgust, nor reproach them, but address them with excellent speech, and lower to them the wing of humility out of tenderness, and say, my Lord, have mercy on them, even as they nourished me in my childhood. The Holy Quran is very explicit in regard to the respect and status of parents. The Holy Quran, as well as the ahadith of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, specifically explain to us that the favor of our parents upon us is so immense that we can never really truly pay it back. It is something that we can never really try to live up to. This is why we should always show them respect and kindness, especially in their old age, especially at a time where it is possible they may say things which cause you some hurt or disturbance. However, even in such a situation, we should never speak to them in an unkind manner. Rather, we should always speak to them nicely and in an excellent manner. And not only this, we should also pray for them. And the specific wording that the Holy Quran explains to us is Rabbir Hamhuma Kama Rabbayani Saghira. That, oh my Lord, have mercy on them as they nourished me in my childhood. This prayer in itself also has a lesson for parents as well. This prayer teaches us that we should nourish our children. We should bring them up and we should provide for them the way Allah Ta'ala provides for us. Allah Ta'ala, when He speaks of His relationship with us, the first two attributes He presents to us is Rabb and Rahman. One who nourishes, one who enables another individual's progress and uplifts that individual through his sheer mercy without you ever having to ask him anything. Similar should be the case of parents with their children. We should be a cause to uplift them, to nourish them out of sheer mercy and love for them. And this is what the Holy Quran describes in this prayer, that when then children pray for you, they pray for you according to the level of mercy and kindness that you have shown them. That is, have mercy on my parents, just as and in accordance with the way they nourished me in my childhood. And this is a very important lesson that we must learn from the Holy Quran, both as children and as parents. And it is regarding such parents, and more specifically such mothers, who give their all and fully go according to their responsibilities to look after their children and uplift them and bring them up to become beneficial human beings, that the Holy Prophet ﷺ says, Al-Jannatu tahta aqdam al-ummahat. That is, paradise lies under the feet of the mother. Al-Jannatu tahta aqdam al-ummahat. Paradise lies under the feet of the mothers. This is because through the mother's service and love that she shows to a child, she is able to create a heaven on this earth. She is able to make a child into a heavenly being, a heavenly individual who creates and establishes peace around them. Hence, they are responsible for heaven on this earth. But for those who do not understand this duty towards their children, the exact opposite can also be true, where instead of heaven, God forbid, they are responsible for hell, which in itself is a very grievous and fearful thing, which Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Rabi has also warned of a number of times. And this is something that we all must remember. But with it, more specifically for children, it is also a lesson that our mothers hold such importance in the eyes of Allah that we should always revere them. And it is by showing reverence and kindness to them that we are also able to attain heaven on this earth. The Holy Prophet ﷺ, regarding him, there is a very famous narration. Once a companion asked the Holy Prophet ﷺ that in terms of my service, who should I give preference to, my mother or my father? He said, your mother. He then asked, who after her? The Holy Prophet ﷺ again said, your mother. The companion asked a third time, O Prophet of Allah, who after her? Then the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that your mother is the most deserving of your service. Then the companion asked a fourth time, yes, but after her, who is most deserving of my service? Then the Holy Prophet ﷺ replied, your father. So in Islam, there is great importance on how much respect we should give to our mothers. In actuality, it is of utmost importance. And in the verse that I recited before you, Allah Ta'ala mentions this right after the commandment of not associating any partners with Him. Meaning that right after associating partners with Allah, which is the most important commandment in the Holy Quran that Allah Ta'ala forbids you from, Allah Ta'ala says that showing respect and kindness to the parents is of utmost importance. Similarly, in regard to the father, the Holy Prophet ﷺ says, Suhtul walid, suhtullah, meaning that the father being upset, it is similar to God being upset. So the Holy Prophet ﷺ has explained in a number of ways the amount of respect we should be showing to both of our parents, though the mother holds most importance. And in regard to this, the promised Messiah ﷺ explains The service of parents is a great responsibility to serve your parents. It is narrated in the hadith that two individuals are very fortunate. Sorry, it is narrated in the hadith that two individuals are very unfortunate. Firstly, one who witnesses Ramadan and the whole month goes by and he is not able to attain God's forgiveness. Secondly, one who enjoyed the company of his or her parents and they passed away whilst he or she was not able to attain forgiveness through them. The promised Messiah further explains, when a child is under the care of his parents, the parents bear all his problems. When a person himself enters into worldly affairs, he realizes the value of his parents. The Holy Quran has given precedence to the mother because she bears a great deal of anguish for the child. No matter what type of contagious disease or illness, be it smallpox, cholera, or the plague, the mother is not able to leave her child. The promised Messiah ﷺ further explains, once our daughter was suffering from smallpox, and my wife would take all her vomit into her own hands. A mother shares all of the child's problems. This love is natural, in the face of which no other type of love can compete. In this day and age, there is unfortunately a growing culture of children who start to ignore their own parents, and so much so that they look forward to leaving them in old parents' homes so that they do not need to tend to them or tend to their needs. According to Islam, what Islam teaches is that we should show the utmost respect to our parents and understand their status, for we can never repay their favors upon us. But having said that, another thing that Islam teaches us more specifically is that there are great blessings in serving one's parents. That in actuality, you can attain the pleasure of Allah through service to your parents. This is why the Holy Prophet ﷺ is narrated to have said, very unfortunate is the person who finds both of his parents in old age, or at least one of them, and is not able to attain God's pleasure by serving them. This is something which is very important to understand. In a number of places, the Holy Prophet ﷺ has also said and explained that service to one's parents is equated or equal to also jihad in the way of Allah Ta'ala. So this is something that we must understand. By understanding this, we are able to establish peace at every level of society. And we are also able to progress as a society at large, where parents are always looking after their children in the fear and love of God, and parents are always respected by the children, and the children continue to love and revere their parents due to the love of God Almighty and due to the number of favors that these parents have done for them throughout their lives. May Allah Ta'ala enable us to understand this. رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا اللهم آمين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وبارك وسلم إنك حميد مجيد.